Depression is very rampant in our community, and it's rampant in particularly the people who are the least likely to talk about it. Now, if you're connected to those people, what that means is a lot of times you're gonna feel the side effects of it, even if you're not dealing with it directly. And the side effects can just look like a irrational, like, detachment from situations, like just not wanting to talk about stuff at all, like even important things. There are other mental health challenges that attach to that behavior, but that's definitely one sign. And so the punchline is, when you recognize these behaviors in people, for you to then be able to acknowledge that that's what it is and then respond accordingly. And that's very tricky to do depending on who that person is to you. But that's just something you want to be mindful of, because the folks who don't want to talk about it, and and in our community specifically, the folks who need it the most many times are the ones who are the least likely to engage in any kind of alternatives to their own behavior, anything different than what they're doing. They don't even want to hear it, and that makes it very hard to deal with. And that's just being 100. So it's something where you got to look for some of the signs: irrational detachment, not wanting to be a part of anything fun or happy, isolation. Isolation is a big one, just wanting to be alone all the time, you know what I mean? Now, isolation isn't a guaranteed absolute that someone's dealing with depression. There's some Virgos, I know for sure, and it's not just Virgos, but just being a Virgo, I know for sure, I don't always want to deal with people. I don't always want to be around people. So isolation is a guarantee, but it's one of those things where if you can see it in alignment with other, behaviors that's like not engaging, not socially engaging, not very like upbeat, but very downbeat, very low vibration. Low vibration just it means exactly what it sounds like. Low vibration, like your vibration just low. So those are things, or some of the things you can look for in people. And there's, sleeping disorders, either not sleeping or oversleeping. Of course, the eating piece, you know what I mean? Either not eating or overeating, and it's literally that range. And then just binge eating, like, crushing whole boxes of donuts, crushing whole cakes, or crushing just, whole tubs or half a tubs of ice cream in one sitting, or just doing it throughout, like having it on stash, and that's your go-to, sometimes when you just not feeling the way. And if you notice those kinds of things in people, that's something you want to start looking out for and being able to point out for yourself. The last thing you want to do is point it out to them, because sometimes, again, if they're not really the type to talk, that can go left or south, or whatever direction is not good, not healthy. So those are just some things to look for. And what you want to do when you recognize them is find like channels like myself that talk about how to support those people. Find channels like this and outlets like this to talk about how to support those people, what you can do without escalating the situation, to make the situation just a little bit, like, one, recognizable, and number two, one foot in front of the other, a way to deal with it.